Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta. Again, as I mentioned, April is Child Abuse Awareness Month. Now, it is not the only time that we should be talking about this issue, but this is a good excuse to start the conversation. I am here with Angela Williams of Voice Today. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Angela, this is a huge issue for our community. It's a huge issue for the nation.
Around the world, people want to call it an epidemic, but it's past that now. It's truly a pandemic.
Tell me a little bit about Voice Today and why you founded Voice Today.
Well, I founded Voice Today out of my own passion to help in this issue and bring a voice to this issue. As a victim myself, I was sexually abused for 14 years by my stepfather. Never had a voice, was tormented and silenced in pain and in power. He just had total power over me. Right. So I began my healing journey, and there really were no resources. There were no support groups. There was very few resources I could get my hands on. And then when I became a mother, I looked at my children, and there were very few resources to help me and equip me to how to prevent child sexual abuse and how to protect my children. So in 2008, I had finished writing my book, From Sorrows to Sapphires, and just felt like that so much more was needed. So I founded Voice Today in 2008, and we have programs in advocacy, fighting for victims. We were just instrumental in getting House Bill 17 passed, the Hidden Predator Act here in Georgia, and that extended the civil statute of limitations for victims of child sexual abuse. We were instrumental in partnering with the University of Georgia in founding the first free legal clinic. And then we teach adults how to predict and prevent child sexual abuse. We have wonderful resources on our website, voicetoday.org, and then also healing. Healing is a huge component to break the cycle. So we help victims heal.
Angela, it is the secret that keeps this going. It is the fact that it is the biggest no-no to talk about in the family. If someone, if there's even a suspicion, if there is even an accusation, everybody puts dirt on top of it and brushes it away. That's what keeps people from telling. That's what keeps children from telling, and that's what keeps children from healing and getting over it and surviving and becoming the sapphire. How can we do better? What do we do?
Well, I think, number one, we've got to realize that just the statistics that we know it is underreported, to know that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys are sexually abused before age 18 and 1 in 10 ever tell, and the median age is 9 years old. We as a nation, as a society, have to be better equipped in how to recognize signs and symptoms of child sexual abuse, number one, and number two, unhealthy relationships. We know that 93% of the time it's someone the child knows, loves, and trusts, so it's someone that is close to the family or inside the family. 60% of the time, they're inside. They're the father, the stepfather, the boyfriend, the grandfather, the uncle. They're right there. They have easy access to our children. So I think that we are working on programs in the medical community for pediatricians to be able to have a prevention conversation with a caregiver and with a child. We're not asking the question, A, we're not recognizing the signs and symptoms, and B, we're not asking, has anyone ever made you feel uncomfortable? And giving the child permission to say yes. Uncle so-and-so makes me uncomfortable. And if we had eyes to see relationships and eyes to see how children react and respond around different adults, react and respond when they go to Boy Scouts or when they go to church or when they go next door or when you come back and they've been alone with an adult. We've got to monitor that one-on-one interaction between an adult and a child. So I think we need to do a better job, and Voice Today has those programs at voicetoday.org to help equip, to help train, to help people understand. And we need more compassion. There's not enough compassion in our society for victims of child sexual abuse and exploitation.
Now, also on voicetoday.org, can we learn about our 2 weeks that are coming up in April?
Yes,
we have 2 weeks to, again, push the issue, push the awareness, and then to pray.
Yes.
To just come together as a
We're so excited to make partners, and we've partnered with the Salvation Army and Atlanta Prays and many other organizations that work in this issue, Out of Darkness. Many people are coming together finally to set aside 2 weeks. So it begins on April 15th at the Salvation Army. We're going to be praying for 24 hours straight, and then we will go into a 2-week. They can go on our website, voicetoday.org or atlantaprays.org, and they can sign up for an hour to pray for victims of child sexual abuse and exploitation. And then on April 30th, I'm so excited, we have a citywide free concert court that'll be opened up to the entire city to come and celebrate the work that is being done and that's going to be done. And we invite survivors of child sexual abuse to please come. We will pray with you. We will just wrap our arms around you and give you the compassion and say, we are so sorry this has happened to you.
Wow.
You know, if you have cancer, you tell everyone to pray for me. I have cancer.
And there's compassion.
There's compassion. But if you're a victim of child sexual abuse or exploitation, or you've been trafficked, to be able to tell somebody, I'm hurting, you know, and I need help. You know, I feel ashamed, and victims should not feel the shame. The perpetrator should feel the shame.
Thank you so much. This is so incredible. So please, again, the website is voicetoday.org.
Yes, ma'am.
Please go to voicetoday.org and learn a little bit more about this issue. Learn a little bit more about what you can do. Learn a little bit more about how your voice can be used to help someone who is desperately in need. Please take the opportunity to do that and to stay tuned for Focus Atlanta every week here on Atlanta's CW.